Did you know there's a PC game that supposedly deletes itself the moment you beat it? And a deep web title that no one can download but everyone swears they've seen. These are the creepiest urban legends in gaming, explained in 10 minutes. Number 8. Polybius. The most famous arcade game almost nobody can prove existed. In early 1980s Portland, the legend goes, a black cabinet appeared with visuals that felt hypnotic and wrong. Kids lined up, then staggered away with headaches, memory gaps, nausea. Men in black suits allegedly came after hours to pull data from the board. Polybius lasts because it reframes the arcade as a lab and the player as a subject. Number 7. Lavender Town. Pokemon is bright and cheery until it isn't. Lavender Town introduces death outright. A tower of graves, a ghost you can't fight yet, and a track that sounds like a cold wind through wires. The legend claims that early Japanese versions used high frequencies only children could hear, causing headaches, nausea, and that developers later toned it down for the West. None of that stands up. What does stand is how specific the discomfort is. Game Freak wrote a space with no gym and no relief, then laid a queasy melody over it so a generation of kids felt their first friction burn with mortality in a game that usually hands out safety nets. In hindsight, Lavender Town shows how sound can be the whole scare. Number 6. The Madden Curse. People call it a curse because the pattern is easy to see. Win the Madden cover, then something goes wrong. A star who looked unstoppable in September is limping by November. It feels spooky because fans keep a mental scrapbook of the dramatic cases and quietly forget the covers who had normal, healthy years. The simpler explanation is how the NFL works. Covers go to players at peak attention. The next season, defenses game plan for them, teammates change, schedules tighten, and injuries are a constant hazard in a collision sport. The legend sticks because it gives chaos a face. If the season unravels, you can blame the picture on the box instead of the math that eventually comes for everyone. Number 5. Sonic.exe. In the 2011 version that blew up, the entity inside the game hunts Tails, Knuckles, flashes a final taunt in red letters. I am God. The narrator swears he hears a voice in his room saying, "Try to keep this interesting for me, Tom," and turns to see a Sonic plush on the bed with blood-streaked eyes. Years later, the original write-up was taken down from a major creepypasta hub for quality reasons, which only made it feel more forbidden. That's the grip here. You read named victims, you see the God screen, you imagine that voice behind you. Number 4. Pets Cop. Pets Cop doesn't just hide an extra room. It taps a real-world tragedy so closely that viewers started connecting names and dates to a child abuse case from the early 2000s. The videos guide you into a place literally called the Newmaker Plane, a name many fans link to Candace Newmaker, a 10-year-old who died during a so-called rebirthing therapy session. Inside that plane, the game leaves memorial dates, missing child language, and puzzles that read like someone trying to encode what happened without stating it. The player's voice stays calm, almost clinical, while the background points outside the TV to people who existed. That is why the series felt too specific. Number 3. Ben Drowned. This isn't generic glitch horror. It takes one object from Majora's Mask, the Elegy of Emptiness statue, a wooden double of Link with a fixed, wrong stare, and keeps placing it where you just were, as if the game is stalking you. The author rolls the story out as dated logs and captured clips so you can pause, track, and help investigate. The save named Ben keeps returning after deletion. NPC lines echo the wrong words. The Song of Healing appears reversed. Then the phrase that branded itself on the web drops. You shouldn't have done that. In the lore, Ben is a boy who drowned. The cartridge feels like it remembers. It works because Majora is already about loops, masks, and time squeezing you. Tilt those pieces a little, and the world stops being a playground and starts being a witness. Proof hardly matters. The statue, the recurring file, the black masked music, and the diary-style release let people convince themselves. Number 2. Kill Switch. The hook is surgical. You play as Porto in a gray industrial mine or as Gast, an invisible demon that can only act by inference. Finish the story once and the software erases itself. No replays, no screenshots that survive. The few who claim they tried to record the ending say their footage warped or failed. Years later, a rumor insists one intact copy surfaced with a ludicrous price tag and a private buyer. Whether any of that holds is almost beside the point. The morbid part is the idea that a game can die on completion and take the proof with it. We expect infinite lives and perfect archives. Kill Switch imagines a single performance that ends like a funeral, leaving only the memory in your head and the blank space where the file used to be. Number 1. Sad Satan. A deep web game that almost nobody could download, but everybody thought they saw. In 2015, a small YouTube channel posted shaky walkthroughs, narrow halls, a dull drone, voices running backward, faces that flicker too fast to catch. No link ever arrived. The uploader said a stranger named ZK sent it. Then the story shifted, the videos vanished, and the hunt began. Copycats filled the gap with their own builds, some laced with illegal images the channel disowned, and the rumor turned into contamination. Viewers slowed the audio and swore they heard the names of real abusers. They freeze-framed flashes that looked like predators, argued over frames and intent. The deep web angle did the rest. It sounded credible enough to half believe, and the missing file made every guess feel like evidence. Sad Satan lasts because it switches up everything. Not a game you play, a sickness you catch trying to find it. Even if you don't buy a second of it, the mood sticks. A first-person walk through a place that hates you, and a community rebuilding a curse from nothing but echoes. And that's our tour. From a rumored Portland cab to a Game Boy town that still hums in your head. From cover curse superstition to cartridges that talk back. These stories stick because they sit where design quirks meet our need for meaning. Learn the tricks, sound, timing, screenshots, suggestion, and the pattern shows through the fog. Which legend got under your skin? Drop it below, then jump to the next video, explained in just 8 minutes.